Hello, my name is Darkmoon Doll, and on Tuesdays I like to do this show called Art Talk. Art Talk is a show where I share with you the creations that I make, not just to brag about what I'm doing, but to show you how easy it can be to get out and just express yourself naturally. A lot of people can't express themselves through words, and sometimes I feel it's easier to express themselves through art. So this is part 5, I believe, of the tutorial on how to make a repainted plastic art doll that's paper mache. So if you caught all the other parts, all the other 4 parts, good for you, man. I'm really happy. I'm glad you did, because this is not going to make any sense right now. So like I said, I was going to, in the part 4, I was going to paint the front and the back with the design. So what I decided to use is the Adinkra symbols. They're African in nature, the symbols. You can look them up too. All of them have a specific meaning and everything. So yeah, use it. When I'm all done with this doll, I'll tell you the full meaning of the whole complete doll. But in the meantime, this is what I did with it. You don't have to do the same exact design that I did. You could do a different design if you want. So what I also did, not only did I paint it, but I Mod Podged both sides. And that's why it probably looks a little shiny. So the next part is the hair. I probably could have started with the head first instead of going from the body and then the head, so it wouldn't be as messy. But if you don't start with the head first, this is what you do. And we're going to work on the hair today. So basically you can find a rag or an old sheet or whatever, and you want to place it over the parts that are painted and Mod Podged, because you don't want to get any extra paint onto the doll that you just painted perfectly, this design. So I'm just covering her up completely here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint her dreadlocks, because she has dreadlocks here. What I'm going to do is paint her dreadlocks black and white. Like, she has black hair and her hair is turning white also. She's probably going to be an elder doll. So I've got my black and white paint, and if you don't know, this is my palette. I use just a wooden block. I just pour the paint onto the wooden block, and I use a stick, a big fat stick, to apply the paint onto the dreadlocks. So it's going to be a messy job, so you can have some soapy warm water nearby. Be by a you can be by a sink or something or whatever, I don't know. If it's messy, just letting you know. Yeah, so basically what you're going to do is just paint these dreadlocks. I'll show you. See, it's hard to show you from here, but here, let me see. I can hang her up here. See? You just put it on there, just apply it onto the hair. There's already paint on these dreadlocks, so you could, if you're starting with fresh head of hair on a doll, the way that you can dreadlock it is by using a small tooth comb and like taking just a section of it and teasing it. And then what you can do after you do that to keep it in shape is to apply Mod Podge on it and work it into the dread till it forms one. You can do it that way. That's another way of doing it. So yeah, basically like that. You're just going to paint it is all you're going to do. You could put on a lot of layers of paint so that it's a more of an opaque color. If you don't want to see, like, say your doll was already red like this one is, and you want to get that color out, you could just go really opaque, darker colors, like black or something like that. Sometimes I like to put stripes in the dreads, which I just decided to do now. I felt instinctual about it. So I'm going to show you. I'm just doing section by section of the hair. And it's really fun because you can really get experimental with this whole process. You can, after you paint it, you can put beads on her or his hair, whatever type of doll you're doing, whatever gender. As I've been creating this doll through this whole thing, I have been experiencing a lot of messages coming through, like of things that I can do to enhance the doll. Like the idea came to me of like putting some wings on it. Now I've made dolls with wings on it, like I've shown you before on this channel, and I feel like that really does something for the doll. It makes them feel like they're free, and it just is really cool. So this is how this is going. It's looking kind of sketchy right now, but it'll get there. So yeah, you just, now she doesn't have anything on her face to cover it, to protect it, but yeah, you get what I'm talking about. If you don't want to get paint all over the face that you already did, just cover it up with a sheet or something. But this is how it's going so far. It looks kind of sketchy, like I said, right now, but once it dries, once I do all of it and it dries, I'll come back next week and show you what she looks like. And then what we'll do next week is we'll work on adorning the doll, like maybe putting beads, you know, making maybe like a beaded skirt, because that's something I feel like I want to do, or putting wings on the side, because I want to put wings on her back. So she's going to be a very powerful doll, and I will discuss how to adorn her next week. So thank you all for joining me today for this tutorial on how to make a paper mache plastic repainted art doll. Anybody can do this activity. It's not going to look exactly like mine, and that's the point, is to be original and have fun with it and take some time out for yourself and do something fun. Alrighty guys, thank you everyone for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the likes and shares. Thank you for the kind comments. And leave any comments down below if you have any questions about art in general, like using art as art therapy. And you can give me some ideas down there in the comment section also. So I will see you tomorrow. Peace.